Ah, I know, because you've clicked on this video, that you've noticed. You've noticed that even the NPCs are pissed off these days. Right? There used to be a time when the NPCs, myself included, back in the day, we always used to be NPCs, right? At some stage. And ignorance used to be bliss. And that's no longer the case. Why? Well, I'm going to get into it, right? So like I said, I used to be like proper NPC. And it was so nice. If anything, those times are happier times. Ignorance is bliss. And I'm not looking back, with the trick of nostalgia here. This is a real thing. This is a real problem in today's society. Because back then, I'm 36 now, and I started having, I would say, an awakening process around the age of about 25, 26. Like a proper serious one. And before that, I remember back in the day, I'd have the football. I was a big football fan. I still am. I'm a huge football fan. Get up to Chelsea, yeah? You just flick the TV. You go to the game. You get your hot dog, right? You get your coffee. You'd watch the game. You see the players. They come out. They start. Game ends. Happy days. Go home to the pub with your mates. Have a piss up. All great. You stick the TV on. Like 3-4 dudes on the TV. Ex-pros. Talking about the game. Watch the game. Turn it off. Happy days. You watch a movie. I don't know, James Bond, Casino Royale, my favourite Bond movie. Great. I remember coming out of the cinema then, watching that film and being like, that's a proper spy movie. That's what a Bond movie is meant to be about, right? You watch that, many other films, many programs. I remember being a kid, used to love Friends. Social media when it first came around, I was at the age where so Facebook was the first real one. Well, MySpace actually, MySpace before Facebook, and then Facebook come along, and that was it. You just connect with your mates, keep up to date with your mates, show everybody what you're getting up to. PlayStation, used to love the PlayStation. Grand Theft Auto, go and do everything that your shadow side sort of wishes it could do. With no repercussions, it's just, whatever, it is what it is. Are you understanding what I'm getting at here? You see, back, I would say 10 years ago plus, there used to be a thing called escapism. Now I'm talking about legit escapism. All of these things, this is escapism. You see, the real world, every day's normal day, everyone going to work and doing your 9 to 5, right? That's always sucked. That's always been shitty. Most people have always hated that stuff. Look at 1999 Fight Club. Look around that whole movie about the jobs they hate, materialism and everything else, lack of purpose and everything else. But there used to be, you go to your job, you finish all that bullshit, you kind of like get this general sense of malaise, like something ain't right. But guess what? You could flick the TV on and you could escape. You could put the computer on, you could escape. A movie, escape. Go to the game, escape. Open up MySpace and Facebook, escape. This was legit. You would escape from the realities of the world, of society and what they really expected of you. But now, in today's world, there's no escape anymore. Even with everyone's vices, everyone's downtime, everyone's hobbies, flicking on the TV, Netflix, movies, shows, sports, video games. It's all freaking propaganda. It's all the messaging. The message is being pushed left, right, center. Everything's politicized. So even the NPCs, even the guys that are not really switched on and awake, they're seeing all of this stuff and they're just being fed it and fed it and fed it. And so they don't even realize there's no escape. They just think that it's all a part of one amalgamation of one big freaking matrix machine, being told lies after lies and manipulation here, left, right, and center. And what gets me is, you can tell, right? If you're any way down the line in like an awakening process, and I don't mean to sound like I have some superiority complex and you're better than people because you're awake, yada, yada, yada. It's just an experience, right? But I see it, and you know it. If you're down that path, and you've been down that path specifically for a while, you'll be able to know when the NPC types, they think, right? They think they're awake. And you just know they're not. You know, because of what they say. They tend to spout the message, the general message, like big corporations, media, and government wants. And so you know, and they parrot the same things. You basically talk to one of them, you talk to all of them. And so you know it, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating to engage with these people and to see it and to listen to it and to witness it. Little break there. So yeah, like I said, it's, you know, and you see it and it's frustrating. And you see it because they think they're awake. But now, you know, I sit there, I put a football, like I said, a big fan. I put the football on. There's 4 people on there. There's two guys and 2 women. 2 women pros, ex-pros. But I'm sorry, what are they doing on there? And I've done a video on this talking about how Jerry Barton is right. I've got 2 women pros. Why are they on there? They're ticking boxes. They're there to talk to you about female equality and female footballers deserve the same pay as male footballers. No, that's not it. They're nowhere on the same level. They shouldn't be there. The highest level of female football, the World Cup winning female team, USA team, a few years back, they lost to the 15-year-old team. You're talking 14, 15-year-old level. That's the best they are. They're nowhere near Premier League football. Why are they on the TV? Because I have to listen to this crap, but then I have to see when the whole Black Lives Matter thing was going on, and all the footballers were bending the knee and talking to us about this and racism. Just like, I can't get away, and then flick the channel and I change it and I put something else on, and it's like, it's just, you know what I'm getting at. I used to watch Friends. What is that? 5, 6 main characters in that show, all white. You wouldn't have that today. You wouldn't have it today, would you? You wouldn't have them all white. There'd be uproar. I used to watch, one of my favourite shows, 15 years ago, was Californication. And every now and then I come back and watch a couple of episodes of Californication. No way that show gets made today. Ain't no way. Some of those jokes, some of the humour in that, some of the things they say, the cast, no way. So it's shows, movies, Bond. I spoke about Bond, Casino Royale. By the time of Daniel Craig's reign, what is it? The new 007 is a black female. And they're talking about having a black Bond and a black female Bond. Come on! You can't get away. There is no escape anymore. Albeit I don't play PlayStation games anymore. I don't play console guys. I don't know what it's like so much, but I do hear it's very, very similar. So there is no escape. This isn't nostalgia speaking, oh, the good old times. No, it did used to be better. We used to be able to escape in that way. We can't anymore. And all around us, and even the NPCs, they're all brainwashed. They're all being told the lies and the indoctrination, and everyday life sucks so much. And then they they open their phone. Like back in the day, Facebook was genuinely about keeping up to date with your mates. Now, because of our generation, younger generation don't use it, the way they keep our generation in it is they just go political. And I open up Facebook and it's just news article after news article after news article about trans rights this and blah, 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 and white supremacy and unbelievable, man. So there's no escape anymore. But you know what? There is an escape. And to be honest, this has only ever really been the one true form of escapism that there ever really truly has been. And forever will be. Well, I say forever, but that is nature. That is nature. That is the last frontier of true escaping the matrix, getting out of it, unplugging for a while, Get to a beach. Thank God, I live 30-second walk from a beach. My kids have just gone down there now for a birthday party. I'm going to go meet them. Amazing. Out in nature, get in the woods, climb mountains, whatever it is. Go for a run, a hike, a bike ride, a swim. That's the one way we have to do it now. Because via society, via culture, via technology, via entertainment, it's like, it's there all the time thrown in our face. But even then, like I said, eventually you'll be out in nature and you'll hear some drone, some drone walking, and you'll hear there'll come out a message from this drone like, oh, ladies, if you see a man walking in this woods, report to the police. Only do it if he's white. I don't know. It'll be something like that. Wasn't that in the George Orwell's 1984? Was it? I'm not quite sure on that one, right? Where even when they were out in nature, they had like things flying over, and they weren't allowed to go in nature or something. I don't know. But that's the way of the world, man. But get outside more. Ironic coming from a guy with a YouTube video, but do it. We've got to unplug. That's the only way, because can't escape any other way. And then there's the topic of the discussion, like, do you want to engage with some of these people? Because maybe they're on the beginning processes of waking up. Should we indulge? Should we nudge them along the way? I don't know, because sometimes it infuriates you and you bang your head against the wall. But that's up to you if you feel like you'd be contributing something positive in the whole. But yeah, that's the way it is, man. Get outside, get a hobby. I talk about this all the time. Hobby cult. Get outside, sports. That's another thing. So nature and sports, they're the true escapes. I told you about football and all this. Even there, it's getting tricky and everything else, and you got to deal with people and issues and whatnot, and little micro cultures and politics sometimes. But get a hobby as well. Get into some sports. There are areas that are less touched by some of this stuff, but definitely get outside, boys, and formulate that life. Like I said, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know in the comments. I read all the comments. I try to reply back to as many as you can. I'd love to know what your thoughts on this one, your experiences with this one, and if you're interested in building and joining a tribe of men who want to cultivate a life outside of that system, make the system work for themselves as much as possible, and work outside of it as much as we can, and figure out who we are and our life's purpose and everything else, and that resonates with you, link is in the top comment. Go check that one out. Thanks, guys.